Is Aberrant Action the best sidearm in Destiny 2? This just became available, but weeks ago, it was updated in the API and people could already see the perks that could roll on it. And as soon as this became available in the API for people to see the perks, they were already saying things like this before it was even out.
Fearless, heroic, authentic, iconic, the greatest of all time.
So now that we got our hands on it, we've been able to test it out. I'm going to let you guys know what I think about this sidearm. We're going to go over all the perks and the stats so you guys know what god roll you guys should be chasing. So Guardians, let's get into it. The Aberrant Action Sidearm is currently available in Act 2 of the episode Echoes. So if you have not completed Act 1, you will not be able to get this. Make sure you're all caught up on all the episode stuff. And once you are, you'll be able to go talk to Ikora and start the Act 2. And then she's just going to tell you to go do the new Battlegrounds. Once you complete the Battlegrounds, the Aberrant Action will drop from any of the Echo activities via the Breach executable or any of the 2 new Battlegrounds that was introduced in Act 2. And the Aberrant Action is fully craftable. Once you get your hands on 5 red borders, you'll be able to make the Aberrant Action however you want and make it to your playstyle. And trust me when I say this sidearm is very good. You're definitely going to want to get your hand on all 5 red borders and craft this thing. The Aberrant Action is the solar version of the Indebted Kindness and the Call sidearm. All 3 of these are the rocket assisted frame sidearms, which all 3 of these have already risen to the top of the meta in PvE. And if we compare these sidearms to each other, you'll see that they're pretty similar in stats. Something weird that I've never seen before is the Aberrant Action and the Indebted Kindness actually have the same exact stats in every single category. Never seen that before, kind of weird. But whether or not it has better stats than the other 2 isn't really what makes this sidearm good. It's the fact that it's a solar sidearm, because honestly, all 3 of these sidearms are good in their own ways. The Call synergizes with Strand builds really well, and the Indebted Kindness synergizes with the Arc builds really well. So really all we're missing is the Void version. I know that we have the Buried Bloodline sidearm, but that is an exotic, so it's only a matter of time before Bungie brings us a Void rocket assisted sidearm, and it's pretty safe to say that the god roll for that is probably going to be Repulsor Brace with destabilizing rounds. What do you think? Let me know down in the comments. Now, in the first column of trait perks, you've got Strategist, Pugilist, Field Prep, Beacon Rounds, Threat Detector, Ambitious Assassin, and Heal Clip. Now, if you're someone who likes spamming abilities and likes having a lot of uptime on your abilities, you're going to want to take a look at Strategist or Pugilist, depending on what build you have. Strategist is going to give you 10% of your class ability back on every weapon kill, and Pugilist is going to do the same thing, 10% energy back, but to your melee ability energy. So if you want a lot of uptime on your melee build, go with Pugilist, or if you're a hunter who needs to dodge a lot, or maybe a warlock who needs your rift ability up a lot, or your phoenix dive, go with Strategist. Field Prep increases your ammo reserves, gives you faster reload, stow and ready while you're crouching. Better options in this column in my opinion. We got Beacon Rounds, final blows with this weapon, grant your projectiles tracking, dealing further damage, extends this duration in my opinion. It's not too hard to hit your targets with this sidearm. I know a lot of people like Beacon Rounds, but I feel like it's a wasted perk in this column in my opinion. Threat Detector increases your reload stability and handling when enemies are in close proximity, and that is specifically if they are within 15 meters of you. It stacks 2 times, and at a 2-time stack, it gives you 40 stability, 60 reload, and 100 handling. And since this is a sidearm, you're going to be pretty close to your enemies anyways, so Threat Detector is a good option if you want to boost the stats on this thing. Then you have Ambitious Assassin. Overflows the magazine based on the number of rapid kills before reloading. And since these sidearms do a lot of damage, you're going to be able to get a ton of kills. So you're going to be able to boost your magazine size by a lot. But the base reload on this sidearm isn't that bad, so I don't think that this is the best option in this column. Then last but not least, you have Heal Clip. Reloading shortly after dealing a final blow grants cure to you and your nearby allies. This is definitely the perk you want to go for in this column. Probably 95% of you guys out there are going to be shooting for Heal Clip. This got buffed not too long ago and now grants yourself cure ×2. And cure ×2 2 is 120 HP, and then cure times 1, I believe, is 60 HP. So your allies are going to be getting instant 60 HP and 120 to yourself. This is really going to help keep you guys alive in that harder endgame content, which is why everybody is pretty much going to be going for heal clip in this column. Moving on to the last column of perks, you've got Snapshot, Harmony, Golden Tricorn, Demolitionist, Swashbuckler, Reverberation, and Incandescent. Snapshot is mainly a PvP perk. These sidearms suck in PvP. Do not go for Snapshot. Unless you are bringing this into PvP, then I guess go for Snapshot, and may the odds ever be in your favor. Good luck. Then you've got Harmony. Final blows with other weapons improve this weapon's damage and performance for a short time. It's going to give you a 20% increase to damage and a plus 15 to your handling for 7 seconds. It's a nice little damage perk, but with the Aberrant action, you kind of want to just be maining the sidearm. And there are other damage perks in this column that are easier to activate and give you a bigger damage increase. And I'm talking about Golden Tricorn. Final blows with this weapon grants bonus damage. While his buff is active, grenade and melee kills of the same damage type greatly increase the damage. So just by getting 1 kill, you're going to get a ×1 stack of gold tricorn, which is a 15% increase to damage. And then while you have ×1, all you got to do is get a grenade or a melee kill, and you're going to jump all the way up to a 50% increase to damage. And with all the build crafting that we have nowadays, the prismatic builds and such, there's very high uptime on grenades and melees. So you can pretty much be walking around with Golden Tricorn ×2 at all times, which is that spicy 50% increase to damage. If you're going for a damage perk in this column, I highly suggest going for Golden Tricorn. Then up next we have Demolitionist, which is going to grant you 10% of your grenade ability back on every weapon kill. Like I said earlier, if you're going for a grenade spam build, you can actually pair Demolitionist with either Strategist or Pugilist, so you can just be constantly getting ability energy back and you can just spam even more abilities. Then after that, we have Swashbuckler. This weapon gains increased damage from melee kills and kills with this weapon. This stacks up to 5 times. So if you get 5 kills with the sidearm, you'll get that ×5 stack, or you can just get 1 melee kill and it'll automatically jump up to the ×5. And at ×5, that is a 33.3% increase to your damage with this sidearm. Then up next, we have Reverberation. Final blows with this weapon increase the size of its detonations for a short time. This perk right here, it's not really that noticeable, or at least I couldn't notice anything, and it doesn't increase the damage, just the blast radius supposedly. So in my opinion, I feel this is kind of like a wasted perk in the last slot. Then last but certainly not least, we have Incandescent. Defeating a target spreads Scorch to those nearby. More powerful combatants and opposing guardians cause Scorch in a larger radius. It applies 30 Scorch stacks, or if you have Ember of Ashes equipped, it's going to apply 40 Scorch stacks. Incandescent is my #1 pick in this column, and it's pretty much going to be what everybody's going for on this. Incandescent is really strong in PvE. Pretty much any solar weapon that can roll Incandescent, that's usually the best perk to go with in that column. So Guardians, what is the god roll for the Aberrant action sidearm? So since there is travel time on the projectiles, I would say you want to up the velocity on this as much as you can. So you can go with something like Quick Launch for the barrel, for that +10 velocity and +15 in handling. Then for the magazine, you could go with something like Appended or Tactical Mag to increase the magazine size, but I'm leaning more towards Flared Magwell to increase the reload speed by 15 and give you a +5 to stability. The reason I want a faster reload is because in the next column, I want to go with Heal Clip, which revolves around reloading. So the faster you can get a reload, the faster you can get Heal Clip to proc. And then the last column, go with Incandescent. Then for the masterwork, you can go with a velocity masterwork, and you can slap on a backup mag to increase that magazine size. That is it. That is my opinion on the god roll. Let me know what you guys think about this sidearm down in the comments. What roll are you guys going to be crafting? You going to go for the obvious Heal Clip Incandescent, or are you going to go with something like the ability spam with like Strategist and Demolitionist? Let me know what you got going on down in the comments. If you guys are new here and found this helpful, subscribe to the channel, leave a like if you enjoyed the content, follow me over on Twitch for the live streams, and I'll catch you guys in the next God Roll Guide. Peace.